a man want to know how to meet a nice woman, how you meet them?
With this, man. First damn word come out your mouth, I got money.
But those not respectable women.
I don't want no respect. I want some ass. Damn the respect. I want you to break down like a 12-gauge double barrel shotgun and show me what you're working with.
But don't you want commitment?
What? To who?
You don't want to be committed.
I'm committed to getting her to that bedroom and giving her what she needs and let her go. No, baby. No.
That's because you don't want to listen to her because she's young and she ain't got nothing in her head. So you need an older woman your age to talk about.
What I'm looking for,
you could talk about.
What I'm looking for is not in.
You could talk about growing up.
What I'm looking for ain't in her head.
The sugar baby phenomenon and the rise of transactional relationships. Sugar dating, the act of engaging in transactional relationships with older men, wealthier partners in exchange for financial or material support, has become increasingly prevalent in recent years. The rise in these sugar babies, who are typically young women who enter into transactional relationships with older men, known as sugar daddies, in exchange for financial or material support, has been a controversial topic for some time now. While some see it as mutually beneficial arrangements, others view it as exploitative, and we'll touch on that soon enough. Sugar dating, however, is not a recent phenomenon. Wealthy men have long sought the company of young women in exchange for financial support, but it is quite evident that the rise of the internet and online dating platform has made it easier for these relationships to form and become more mainstream. Sugar dating websites such as Seeking Arrangement and Sugar Daddy Meet has seen significant growth in recent years. According to Seeking Arrangement, the number of registered users on this site increased by 53% between the years 2016 and 2021, with over 2 million users worldwide. The average age of a sugar baby now is 26, and the average monthly allowance of these sugar babies from a sugar daddy is $2,800.
Actually, I get around $5,000 to $6,000 monthly, but it's all depends on sugar daddy.
Obviously, a lot of these girls are making bank, but it begs the question, as these topics always has, are these relationships ethical and or conventional? And most of all, are they sustainable and good for society as a whole? Sugar babies often cite financial stability, mentorship, and opportunities for travel and personal growth as reasons for entering into these relationships. For some, it is a way to pay for college or other expenses, while others see it as a chance to build connections and learn from successful individuals. These sugar daddies, on the other hand, may seek sexual access most of the time, companionship as a means of showing status, or even a chance to relive their youth. A lot of people argue that it normalizes the transactional relationship and can be exploitive and dangerous for vulnerable individuals who feel pressure to engage in these relationships due to financial or personal pressures. Some even argue that it is a form of sex work or modern day prostitution. I would agree with a lot of these people, although I also do have the understanding that most relationships human beings form are to some extent transactional. The problems with these relationships, however, is the fact that they rescue both men and women to their basic needs and desires, which I believe is negative to how both sides come to view relationships with the opposite sex, with young ladies learning to view men as wallets and men learning to view women as sex objects, which most of them can understand should not be the case.
If you can't have an arrangement if there's no sex. Don't treat me like an ATM and I won't treat you like a hooker.
This trend of activities, however, in my opinion, is just a symptom of bigger problem in society. But we'll save that for a future video. However, if I were to cite some reasons, I'd mention that a lack of father figures in many households now. There are also concerns about the potential for emotional manipulation and physical danger in these relationships, as these sugar babies may feel pressure to engage in sexual activities or other behaviors. They are uncomfortable with to please their sugar daddies and maintain the financial support they receive. In some cases, sugar daddies may use their wealth and power to control and manipulate their partners, but I also believe there's a small subset of cases where the men are financial victims, as some of these men are engaging in these activities in hopes of getting these girls to fall for them, which is ridiculous, utterly ridiculous in my opinion.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop!
According to a 2021 report by Sugar Daddy Meet, another popular sugar dating site, the top sites for sugar dating in the United States were New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, and San Diego. The same report also found that the average age of sugar baby on their sites was 22 years old, while the average age of a sugar daddy was 43 years old. We all know these ages can get younger and older at both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, I would say the younger the better, as long as they're legal.
Despite these controversies, the rise of sugar babies as a cultural phenomenon highlights the continuous decline of traditional relationships in modern societies. With the growth of online dating and the increasing acceptance of non-traditional relationships, sugar dating has become more visible and accepted practice. However, with any form of dating, it is important for individuals to engage in these relationships with awareness and caution and to prioritize their safety and well-being. Simply put, the rise of sugar dating is a complex and controversial phenomenon. While it may offer financial stability and personal growth for some, it also allows for the perpetuation of unhealthy human dynamics and raises concern about the exploitation and manipulation of men and women. Only time will tell as society continues to move on whether the impact of these practices will affect society positively or negatively. Nevertheless, we all need to critique the impact of practices like sugar dating on society. You never know when you or someone close to you might be in such a situation.